were so shocked, if the brothers were so shocked at the revelation of Yosef, what's going to happen when on the day that we die and Hashem is revealed to us? Right? Imagine like this, right? I want everyone to focus, okay?
All right, gentlemen.
The brothers had a certain perspective on what life was about up until they met Yosef, up until they recognized who Yosef was, right? Listen carefully, okay? They thought Yosef was a slave. Listen, you listening? Moshe, you listening? They thought Yosef was a slave. They thought perhaps he was dead, right? They understood that he was missing for a long time. What happened? What happened? There was a moment of revelation, a small moment of revelation. And that revelation caused them the shock of their life. Not only was Yosef not a slave, he wasn't dead. As a matter of fact, he was alive. He was alive as the king of Egypt with a huge palace, thousands of soldiers. The entire Mitzrayim bowed by his feet at whatever he said. Now, if this happens in this world, in the world of humans and people and physical things, imagine what it's like. Imagine what it's like when we're going to go up to heaven and meet Hashem for the first time. Meet Hashem for the first time. We had a certain perception of Hashem up until now. Our perception of Hashem was that, he's there and I'm here. I live in my world of I have a house, I have a family, I do certain things, I make money, I have a business, and Hashem is way far away. Hashem is a little bit, my perception until now was that Hashem is a little bit detached from reality. He doesn't really focus on what I do. Imagine the shock when we get up to heaven and we see that, it's actually real. It's actually, when Hashem gave the Torah and he gave it to us, he actually meant for us to keep it. He actually meant for us to, like if I do mitzvahs, then I get rewarded for it. And if I do averos, I get punished for it. It's actually real. What are we going to say when we get up there? When the brothers saw Yosef, they were shocked. They were so embarrassed. They were so embarrassed. We faked his murder. We threw him into a pit. We ate and drank while he was crying and screaming. We didn't do anything about it. They couldn't even open their mouths. They died out of shock. When we get up to heaven, and things are completely different, totally different than we ever imagined, what's going to happen then? Now, there's one thing to, on this physical world, you get over it after a while. Yosef appeased them. Yosef talked to them. Hashem organized this so I could come down here. It was an innocent mistake. It was an innocent mistake that had really drastic results. It was a mistake after it was a mistake after a calculation. They didn't just make a decision with somebody else's life without any thought beforehand. They figured Yosef was a rodef. Imagine though, when we get to heaven, the mistake is not so simple anymore, and the results are much more drastic, because you're not dealing with your brother you mistreated. You're dealing with Hashem that you neglected. That's a whole different ball game. Yosef is a physical person. Hashem is divine. A relationship with a human being on this world can be repaired. And you know something? Even a relationship with Hashem on this world can be repaired. You can do tshuva. When it comes to this physical world, you have a chance to repair the damage that's done. Whether it's a relationship with people or whether it's a relationship with Hashem, it's repairable. I mean, certain things can't be reversed. If you murder somebody, you can't bring him back alive. But you could, you can apologize to the family. You could say, I'm sorry to Hashem, change your actions, do something to change. But once you get to heaven, whatever you did your whole life, now you have to give an accounting. You have to give an accounting before the Melech Malach, the King of the world. And Hashem is not a pushover like you can't fake him out. You can't like hide information from Hashem, because Hashem sees every action that you do. Every action that you do is when you die is testifies in front of Hashem. What happened this and this day? You did this and this? Yes, I did this and this. What about this and this day? Yes, I did this and this. What about that time? Oh yeah, I did that also. You pretty much acknowledge every single step that you did. If the brothers were shocked in front of Yosef, they made a mistaken calculation that it's disastrous effects, but it's in this world. They were shocked. They couldn't get over themselves. It took a while for Yosef to appease them and to get through to them. But when we get in front of Hashem, and Hashem gave us a lifetime of opportunities to serve Him, and Hashem gave us messages one after the other. One messenger says, I want you to keep Shabbos a little better. Another messenger says, I want you to dress a little more modest. Another messenger says, I want you to treat your parents a little better. And throughout your life, you're going to have Hashem to send you messages. And Hashem's going to give you certain directional signals. Some good things are going to happen and some bad things are going to happen. You're going to have certain very high points in your life. It's going to be very exciting, lots of fun. And at certain times, you're going to be brought down a little bit low. And then after time is a certain amount of time has passed, whatever amount of time Hashem gave you in this world, what's going to happen? One day your neshama is going to be taken out of your body. You're going to be put 6 feet under the ground, and you're going to face what you made yourself into. You're going to face Hashem. You're going to face a new reality that looks totally different than this one. Right now, what I see in front of me is a bunch of desks, a couple of computers, a couple of people, but it's not going to look that way when you stand in front of Hashem. And it's worthwhile to focus just a little bit and understand is that if there's a shock, if something shakes you very much over here, you'd better believe that when you get up there, the shock is going to be much more. And eventually, the Hashem's going to come to a decision on what your placement is going to be for eternity.
Hashem punishes everybody according to what they deserve.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, right. Not necessarily everything will go based off of the law necessarily. Like let's say this man didn't know lobster wasn't kosher.
Right.
So let's just say, right?
Right.
He didn't know lobster wasn't kosher. He didn't eat lobster his whole life, right?
Right.
And then he dies. He goes to Shammai, and all of a sudden God tells him, "Oh, you ate lobster, man."
Right.
He's not gonna punish him for that.
Right. Hashem does have a bunch of calculations, like hundreds, thousands of calculations for each decision he makes about a person's future in that world. But we have to recognize that it's true. If a person didn't know, then it's less. The judgment is less. If he knows more, judgment is more. But the point is that Hashem gives an accurate decision.